All right, welcome to Ger class. Tuesday night, we're back. I just flew in from Canada, and boy, are my arms tired. All right, but all in serious nature of things. The last time we spoke, I was in Quebec City. Merci beaucoup. And now I'm in the city of Modin. Shalom Aleichem. And we're back. We're not back permanently. We're going to be going on break for the month of Tishrei because the holidays are fast approaching. So this is just a little blah, blah, blah. And we'll get another couple classes in, and then we're done. Not done, but right? We got Rosh Hashanah on Wednesday night, Thursday, Friday, Shabbos Saturday, working in the yeshiva on Sunday. Now, Yom Kippur is going to be Shabbos, so we can get a couple classes in. And then another couple days, I'll be outside putting up the Sukkah. And then we go into Sukkot. And then, like every year, I'll promise that we're doing classes, and I'll cancel. Because it's always hard to do classes on Sukkot. But I'll try, and I'll fail. And then the Rabbi David Katz motto of life will happen, that everything is always Rosh Chodesh Cheshvan, just in type 1. It's always Rosh Chodesh Cheshvan, always. And it will be Rosh Chodesh Cheshvan. And then we got a great stretch of 5 or 6 months ahead of us, where by then we're going to be in the new semester, the new digs, new this, new that, new everything. Jacques and the boys will be here in November. I will be in Cape Town in either January or February. And then we'll have Purim. And then we'll have Passover. And then we'll be on break. And then I'm going on tour in America. This is all tentative, at this point. And the tour is looking like Baltimore, Denver, Texas, and we'll see what else comes up. And by then, I'll be 40 years old, thank God. And then we'll see if we can squeeze in a trip at the end of the summer or what to do next. That's just kind of a layout of where we're at after the American Tour 2017 through 6 cities, Chicago, Cleveland with Justin Becker. Where do we go then? Pittsburgh, Harrisburg, Baltimore, Quebec City. So it was awesome. The new book is out, Laws of Ger Toshav, on Amazon.com. It's getting rave reviews, no pushback, and things are good in the Ger world. And now we're going to focus on building up the Get Ger Strong. Is that what I said? Get Ger Strong? Get Soul Strong online community. Don't forget to sign up groups. If you study with 1 person, 2 people, 3 people, 1,000 people, we have group rates for everybody. We want to merge the groups, build this classroom into something special. Right now it's a few of us. People will get the downloads, which is a lot of us, but we got some good things in the fire. The tours are always a good opportunity to get involved. Justin Type 1, you found that out in a big way. Jacques, you found that out a couple years ago in a big way. And everybody's finding that out in a good way. Tours are awesome. Just how it is. All right, let's go. We're going to do this slow. This class is dedicated to James Gosnell. And when he gets the link, he'll know why it's dedicated to James Gosnell. Y'all might not know why or what I'm talking about, and I don't really care about you right now. We're talking about James Gosnell. Type 1 for James Gosnell. Because he asked me to go over this at some point in the tour, and I blew him off because I was traveling, but I looked into it. In fact, I did this on the airplane. James did this in the study group in Chicago, and I wanted to do a class on it for a while, and I just haven't gotten to it. I had the flu when I got home. I flew home and I got the flu home. And I realized, on the airplane, I didn't do that good of a job, because when I got home and looked into it, it was even better than I thought. So let's go ahead. Right, this is going to be a classic Ger class. After giving you the quick news update, there's fake news and quick news. We give the quick news. Open your Rambam books if you have them. Rambam, Hilchis Ma'achlis Asiris, Perik Yud Aleph, 11, 7. 11-7 and 11-8. We're doing 7 and 8. 7 and 8. All right, this is the famous sugya. Ger Toshav. Where do we find Jacques Ger Toshav in the Talmud? You're going to say, which one? Well, if I had to pick one out of 4, we would say Avodah Zorah 64b, type 1, Jacques. That's like 1a. If there's 4 sources, Yevarmis, Makis, Krisis, and Avodah Zorah would be 1a. And there's a brisa there, Justin Becker. We have a brisa. Ezehu Ger Toshav. Who's a Ger Toshav? One who doesn't serve Avodah Zorah. And then there are those that say, when he doesn't do Avodah Zorah, that implies he has properly rejected Shituf. But, as with everything in Ger Toshav, Jacques, it's always a shtickle tzvei dinim, and you can always look at it from different perspectives. So the idea of not doing Avodah Zorah, bifnei gimel chaverim, testifying before 3 men, is that a based in? Is it 3 rabbis? What are chaverim? It really depends on which madrega you want to focus on, right? This is never a linear, one-dimensional sugya. You got to know the coordinate you're after. I don't know how to explain that better, because it's not one of those things that you can explain to someone that never got it. You just got to learn through it enough, and then you get it. And we're not here to give a Ger intro. If you're tuning into this video to get a Ger intro, you're watching the wrong video. As we said, this is dedicated to James Gosnell. So the 4th opinion in the brisa, the other 2 are one who keeps the 7 laws of Noach. The other one is the ger in your gate that you give the nevela to. And the 4th opinion, the fourth shita in the brisa, the one who you can store wine with him, right? The Ger Toshav that's not forbidden wine. Type 1. If you're done hearing me whining, pun intended. Hello. 2, 1. All right. So the Rambam is going to give the halacha of wine. Is it idolatrous? Are there goyim around? Are there gerim around? Who's around? Who are we talking about? In the preceding halacha is not nogeya to what we're doing, so we can focus on this. 11-7 Machos Asiris. Ger Toshav v'hu shekibel alav sheva mitzvos. Kamo shebiyayno yayno asur b'shtiya u'moter ba'aniya. U'miyachdin etzlo yayin v'ein mafkidin etzlo yayin. V'chein kol goy she'eino even avodah zayra kagon elu hayishmoilim. Yainan asur b'shtiya Umutter bahaniya. V'chein hayru kol hagoynim. Aval hanoitzrim oivdei avoidis doira hein. Vistam yayinam asur behaniya. Kol makoim shenem abhinyin zeh shayayin asur. Imaya goy sheneh asar yayin biglaloi oivid avoidis zara. Harihu asur behaniya. Imeinu oivid avoidis zara. Harihu asur b'shtiya bilvad. V'kol makoim shenema goy stam. Harizeh oivid azara. You guys got that? Is that clear? Hello? Is that clear? Hello? 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 All right. Let's do a quick translation. Ger Toshav, that doesn't exist because there's no Yovel today. Just joking. It doesn't say that. Ger Toshav, who is identifiable. Shekibel, he kabbaled upon himself 7 laws, just like we explained. Or better yet, is just like we explained. His yayin, I want to call wine yayin, okay? Wine in Hebrew is yayin. His yayin is forbidden to drink, but you are allowed to derive benefit from it. And you can isolate your yayin with him. V'ein mafkidin etzlo yayin, but you cannot keep the wine at his house because Uncle Fred the Notzri could come over and put pig fat in it or big a libation to it. I don't know. But in your house with your vats of wine, he can guard the wine. And thus, every goy that is not an idolater, for example, the Ishmaelites, their wine is asur, forbidden to drink, and allowed, permissible for benefit. And so too are likewise the Gaonim taught as such. But the Notzrim, Jacques, who are the Notzrim? Jacques, who are the Notzrim? Justin, Jacques, or Justin? Who are the Notzrim? We talked about the Ishmaelim. Who are the Notzrim? There you go. Christianities. If you have the Christianities, they are, remember this? There's a difference between an idolater and idolatress. Remember that? Islam, Ishmaelites are not idolatress because they believe in one God. Christianities is idolatress because what they do in their church is idolatrous. But it might not be bona fide idolatry. But they are idolatrous. So the Christianities are considered idolatracies, i.e. oivdei avodah zarah. Right? You understand? The lingo is always going to be a little funny in English. That's why we're making it a little bit funny in English. Because it's not vadai avodah zarah. But we're going to say the Notzrim. The Christians are halachically considered idolaters because the religion is idolatrous. And and their wine is forbidden not only to drink, but also to derive benefit. Every place it says this Inyan that the wine is forbidden, as if it's the goy that it's forbidden the wine because he's an oived avodah zarah. Harihu asur baniya. If the goy is considered idolatrous, his wine is forbidden even in benefit. If he's not idolatrous, it's forbidden only in drinking. Here's the clincher, right? Are we saying that Christians are idolaters, Jacques? 1 or 2? Is a Christian a bona fide idolater? Hello, 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 hello. One or two, one or two. No, Jacques, two, Justin, two. They are not bona fide idolaters. Two. They are not derisa idolaters. They are idolatrous. And here's the proof. V'kol makoim shenea margoy stam. Anytime lefi pshuto. Anytime lefi pshuto, you see the word goy, meaning in text, when the word goy arises, you are to read into it, Hari ze'oivid avodah zorah. That means he is an idolater. Is lefi pshuto the literal pshat emes, or is it textual rabbinic reality? Type the latter. Let's go. Remember, the wine, idolatrous wine, is forbidden by the Torah. These are rabbinic enactments because we don't have real idolatry today. So the rabbis are saying, what if my friend is not a real idolater, but he looks idolatrous? The rabbis said we're going to treat idolatrous behavior like idolatry vis-a-vis wine. So I had my Hindu friend over, and he was around my wine. It's now forbidden to drink and to derive benefit. Type 1. That's a rabbinic enactment. Derisa, maybe I could drink and benefit the wine, because it wasn't poured for a real libation. But because my Hindu, in Tractate Houdini, it said he was a goy. And goy stam is treated as an idolater because he is idolatrous. Anytime it says goy stam, I once had a Christian friend over. I had a Hindu friend over. I had unknown man Bob over. I had a Canadian over. Any goy stam I wrote about in my book. Type 1. We would say, goy stam, he is considered an idolater. When Rabbi Katz wrote in his Halacha book, the word goy by wine, we treat that person as a goy, and in other words, as an idolater, and the wine is forbidden. Type 1, everybody. I don't care if your goy friend is the most saintly guy you know. He has halos. He has wings. I still called him a goy in my book. My name is the Rambam, and he's considered an idolater. Even though he is not an idolater, he is definitely idolatrous. That's why I called him a goy, and his wine is completely forbidden. Type 1. That is called textual lefi pshuto. Now I have another friend. I have a friend named Ahmed. You guys know Ahmed? He's a Muslim. He's a fervent Muslim. He prays 5 times a day. And he's even, I'll tell you what, his God Allah is not anything like my God Hashem. But he is a bona fide Muslim. He is an Ishmaelite. Is his wine permitted for benefit? 1 or 2? 1 or 2. Is his wine? Yes. Because I called him in my book the Ishmaelite. I didn't refer to him as the goy. Type 1. He is not the goy. He is the Ishmaelite. An Ishmaelite is like a Ger Toshav. Now, once upon a time, I had a Ger Toshav come over. Did you know that, Justin? I had a Ger Toshav, a theoretical Ger Toshav. I don't know if it's Jubilee or not when I wrote my book, but I had a Ger Toshav come over. Type 1. Now, here's the big question, guys. And before I ask the big question, let's give a little introduction. Ready? Since we're talking about these goyim that are allowed to be around the wine, thereby making them not goyim, they're not notzrim, They're either Ishmaelites or Ger Toshav. Please type 1 when you have realized that this halacha exists even for today, i.e. it's not contingent on Jubilee. Rambam didn't mention Jubilee. If you mentioned Jubilee, you shouldn't have. No one gave you a reason to mention Jubilee. I don't want to hear about Jubilee. Wine is consumed today, at least in every Jewish household on every Friday night. Type 1. And I don't know any Arabs coming over. Maybe I do, but I don't. Okay? So, I didn't have any Nord Stream over. I didn't have any Goyim over. And I didn't have any Ishmaelites over. Can this halacha be talking about some other Gentile friend of mine that came over? Is it possible that I have another Gentile friend? Not one of those? Type 1 or 2. Type 1 or 2. JB, let's go. JB, let's go. And what do we call our friend? According to the Rambam, what do we call our friend? He's not a Muslim. He's not a Notzri. He's not a Goy. What do we call our friend who we had over? Let's hear it, boys and girls. What do we call our friend? Let's hear it loud and clear. Ger Toshav. I didn't say it. The Rambam did. And I never said Yovel, and neither did the Rambam. Now I have a question. We give a great Hakdama here. What's the question? Come on, put on your Aaron Soloveitchik thinking caps. I set it up for you. Jacques came over on Tuesday night, and I had a bottle of wine. And my good friend Jacques touched the wine. What's my question? Can I benefit from the wine? Let's hear it, boys and girls. We want to know, yes, you can benefit from the wine, Rabbi Katz. But what's the question? How do we identify Jacques? And let's suppose Jacques is a Ger Toshav. What's the logical question? What's the mandated, necessary question? Come on. Come on. Avodah Zorah 64b. No, Jacques. Which Ger Toshav? Isn't that the question, Jacques? My friend Jacques came over, and I claim he's a Ger Toshav. Because he's not a Goy, he's not an Ishmaelite, and he's not a Notzri. And he's wearing his shirt that says, Noahide, Cape Town. And he has proof somehow, or I know him, that he's, call him a Noahide, okay? He is definitely Ger Toshav Noahide. But it could be he's a Shituf Noahide, Church Noahide. I mean, I don't know. Noahide is a made-up term. I don't know. Jacques, I don't know who you are. You're a Noahide. What does that mean? I know some pretty nasty Noahides. I don't know. Some are atheists. I don't know. So what's the task, Justin Becker? We don't know if Jacques is an atheist Noahide, a good Noahide, a slave Noahide, a worker Noahide. I just know he's some kind of Noahide. And we call that in Hebrew, Ger Toshav. And that's not what we say, Justin Becker. We're asking, okay, just like Avodah Zorah 64b, which Ger Toshav? There are 4 opinions in Avodah 64b. Which one are you? Did you reject Avodah Zorah, Ger Toshav? Did you keep the 7 laws, Ger Toshav? Did you get the meat from a Jewish butcher, Ger Toshav? Do you like to be around Jewish wine, Ger Toshav? Did you come with Kabbalah? Did you not come with Kabbalah? Did you come before 3 rabbis? Did you go to Beis Din? Was it a kosher Beis Din? Are you allowed to have Beis Din? Maybe you made it a religion by going through Beis Din. You're actually a Messianic, so you're a Notzri. Which one are you, Justin and Jacques? Isn't that the question? Which Ger Toshav are you? Eizehu Ger Toshav. So we're going to learn the Kesef Mishna because he gives you the answer. Bonus question. What or who is the Kesef Mishna? Who's the Kesef Mishna, and why am my good critics out there will say Rabbi Katz is cherry-picking sources. There's no reason to pick the Kesef Mishna. It's a random source. It's not a random source. It's Rabbi Yosef Karo. You may have heard of him. He authored a book called the Shulchan Aruch, the official law body of the Jewish people. The author of the Beis Yosef super commentary on the Arba Turim, and largely considered one of the greatest. He went through the most material. I mean, he crunched everything. The Beis Yosef is the super commentary, and this is his commentary on the Rambam, and it doesn't make him better than anybody else. It's just that in this particular instance, he is living up to his claim of fame, and he's crunching the entire sugya for you. It's not about cherry picking or knowing who's right. It's about knowing your tools. And when you have a situation and you have to assess what to do, then you pick the right tool out of the tool shed. So we want to know the Rambam. We know this halacha exists today. We can look it up in the Shulchan Aruch if you want to. I'd like to. And we should probably do that. In fact, Justin Becker, here's your homework assignment. Justin Becker, here's your homework assignment. Next class, you are to tell me to look up this halacha in the Torah, Beis Yosef, Shulchan Aruch, and commentaries on Shulchan Aruch. Type 1. That's your homework. To tell me next time, because why we're going to bring it into Halacha L'Maisa next time. Type 1, when you've got that. What your job is to remind me. Type 1. Let's go. Let's go. Type 1. Hello. I look up which commentary. No, you are to tell me to look up in my class next time. When I say, Justin, do I have anything to hear from you? You'll say, yes, Rabbi Katz. You are to get up and go to the Torah and the Beis Yosef and the Shulchan Aruch and the commentaries. And I will then say, Justin, thank you for reminding me. Type 1 when you got that right now what I just said. Type 1 when you got that right now what I just said. Thank you. Here it is. Kesef Mishna. Ready? And what's the question in the Kesef Mishna? What are we trying to achieve? Hello? The same thing we're always trying to achieve. Which Ger Toshav? And for my little friends out in computer land, why does Rabbi Katz love Ger so much? Because the sugya is incredible. And it's mathematical. It's formula, and it never fails. It never fails. It's always the same question. Which Ger Toshav? Which non-Jew? Ger Toshav. I gotta look at my notes. That's gonna be a little bit hard because I don't remember what my notes were talking about. Ger Toshav v'hu shekiba alav sheva mitzvahs. All right. A Ger Toshav has Kabbalah on 7 mitzvahs. Now it doesn't say Kabbalah, it says Shekibel. And the question, this is always the question. When the Rambam or whoever says Kibel, which means accepted upon himself, does that mean accepted upon himself? Or does it mean he Kabbalah'd? What do you think, Jacques, Justin? Is it just like, yeah, he took it on himself? Or does it mean, hey, he Kabbalah'd? Which one is it? Did he Kabbalah it? Or is it like, yeah, you know? Well, the answer is we don't know. We got to find out. But Perik HaSoicheres HaPoyel Avodah Zorah 64b Ezehu Ger Toshav Kol Shekiba Alav Bifnei Shaloisha Chaverim Shalo of Lavayid Avodah Zara Divrei Rabbi Meir. V'chacham Mimamrin Kol Shekibel Sheva Mitzvahs B'nei Noyech. Achem Mimamrin Meilu Lo Balachal Ger Toshav. Ela Izu Ger Toshav. Zeger Oichon Aveilu Shekibel Avada Kayam Kol Mitzvahs. Ha'amoyris B'Torah Chutz Mi'Yisrin Aveilus B'Yachton Etzlo Yayin. V'yein Mafkidin Etzlo Yayin. Afilu be'ir sharoi v'Yisrael aval miyachtin etzlo yayin. Afilu be'ir sharoi v'goyim yayino kishemno. Rishiming ben Gamliel emer yayino yayin v'amri la mutter b'shtiya. Okay. Does that make sense to you? The answer is 1. Yes, it did. All he did, this is beautiful, folks. This is mamish beautiful. Why does that make sense to you, Jacques? When you didn't understand a word I said. And let's throw you a bone and say I didn't understand a word I said. I have no idea what I just read. Why is that not a problem? Justin, why is that not a problem? I have no idea what I just said. And it doesn't matter. Even though I kind of do know what I just said, but let's just say I don't know. Why doesn't it matter? Because it was a copy and paste directly from the Brisa in Avodah Zarah 64b. All he did was quote to you Avodah Zarah 64b to tell you where the answer is coming from. Type 1. Type 1. And that's the Geschmack. Because you're in the Sugya. And when he brought you the copy and paste, you know exactly what's going on. And you don't even have to know what's going on. And in fact, nothing's going on. Nothing. He's just telling you where we're at. Isn't that beautiful? When you know the Sugya, you know what's going on. V'yadua the halacha k'chachamim. Everybody knows in this Sugya that the halacha is like the chachamim. Yes, Rabbi David Katz agrees that the halacha is like the chachamim, that you have to accept the 7 laws. So the first daya of Gimel Chaverim on Lo Shitu for Lo Avodah Zarah is not the halacha. Then they say, do you need then the Gimel Chaverim in the halacha? And you know what? It's not a contradiction. Because what does halacha mean? It's not the end point, it's the starting point. And you'll say, well, that makes no sense. And I'll say, I know. Because we're right in the middle. And when we're done, it'll make sense. And then you'll say, but I don't want to sit through a half an hour shiur if it doesn't make sense at the end. And I say, that's a risk and a gamble you're going to have to take. V'hadiketani b'seifa miyachdin etzlo yayin. And the Brisa ends up talking about yayin. So, he's telling you it doesn't make sense. How do I know a Ger Toshav when he keeps the 7 laws and it ends up and he can be around my wine? Maskana de kulahu de tanoi la'eli. He's saying that the conclusion is like all of the conditions brought above. And by the way, you're going to see that next week in the Beis Yosef in the Torah. Let me just check my notes, please. Okay, I'm doing actually naturally just like the notes. That's good to know. Now, you're going to say, okay, what does that mean, the conditions? He doesn't do Avodah Zarah, and he keeps 7 laws, and he gets the velas, and he's around the wine. But then you say the halacha is like 7 laws, and the maskana is like the wine. What does that mean? Upeirush Rashi. Ein mafkidin etzlo yayin bebeso, lezman meruba, de'ikal mechash, le'ichlufi biyayin shalo, Shu Aser Kidakatani Seifa. Rashi says, if you keep the wine in his house, Uncle Frank. It literally says that in English, Uncle Frank. Right? Rashi knew English in this halacha, and he wrote Uncle Frank. That's for a little tidbit for the people that are following along. Aval miyachtin etzol yayin Yisrael minicho bechanuso ad shile kedei mil o yisir masha ein kein begoy dahai kevon lo pelach lo nega v'lo minasach lo magagoy tasei ma'alma bebesoy lo chayshinan de kevon de ein lo hana bekach eino minicho legia lechlufe bizman muyet. Oh yeah, been to my page. Bizman moyet leika lemechash. Yaino mutter ba'ana kishemno v'koidem shehutter hashemin be'achila aval b'shtia aser akon l'shono. So he's saying that Rashi is zeroing in on the wine aspect of the Brisa. Type 1. The Brisa has these conditions of all these Ger Toshav and the 7 laws and the Vorzora. But Rashi focuses on the wine, the 4th aspect of the Brisa. Type 1. Velama Rabbeinu. Oh no, sorry, not Lama. Lamed. Velamed Rabbeinu. Meger Toshav lekol goy she'eino aveda v'rizora. Rabbeinu learned, and Rabbeinu is the Rambam, from Ger Toshav to every Gentile goy she'eino aved avodah zarah. You hear that? Oh, that's sweet. Did you hear that just now, Jacques? Listen to that svara. James, that was for you. We're learning Ger Toshav, and Ger Toshav is this animal that is around my wine, and somehow it's kosher around my wine. Type 1. So he's saying like, yeah, wine, yeah, Ger Toshav, wine, Ger Toshav. And the Rambam is following Rashi like, yeah, wine, Ger Toshav, wine. And all the other parts of the Brisa, 7 law, who needs it? It's about wine. Not talking about that. It's not even important. But the Rambam then says that the wine is mutter by benefit, and we learn from Ger Toshav every goy who's not naive at avodah zarah. So the Rambam says this animal, unicorn, giraffe, Ger Toshav is around wine, and because I know that, I'm going to learn from my Ger Toshav, whatever he is, anybody like him is like him. Remember the question? What is a Ger Toshav? Then you get into the things. So the Rambam's going to learn. A Ger Toshav is one who doesn't serve idolatry. Why? Because we learn from Ger Toshav, any goy that's not an idolater is like a Ger Toshav. You hear it? I was a goy, I wasn't an idolater, therefore I'm not a goy, I'm called a non-idolater. And that's what is the bechina of a Ger Toshav. What is a Ger Toshav? Not an idolater. Who's forbidden to the wine? The idolater. Stam goy, idolater. Opposite of stam goy, Ger Toshav. What if I don't know any Ger Toshav? Do you know a non-idolater? He's like a Ger Toshav and he can touch the wine. Type 1. So the Rambam realizes that from Ger Toshav in the halacha of the wine, we are to learn from that. Anybody like Ger Toshav, it's not an idolater, follows suit. Uksav harashba, the time of mishum de gezerah rishoine, la aser shtia bilvad, when the rabbis made the decree to forbid only drinking, it was because their daughters and intermarriages, aval isur hana, but the prohibition of benefit that the Beis Din was geyser afterwards, umeshum chashash nisuch, but for the libation they did not penalize, except for an idolatrous goy. Meaning the gezerah is only on an idolatrous goy. Aval b'she'ino even avodah zarah, if there was a goy who's not a goy and therefore a non-idolater, or a non-idolatresser, is that my better sin, Jack? Because there's no idolatry today. So a non-idolatresser, they did not make the prohibition rabbinically, even though that these Ishmaelites, who are one of the examples of non-idolatrous people, like Ger Toshav, they didn't have proper Kabbalah on themselves not to serve idols. So the answer is not serving idols, and the lowest common denominator for sake of drinking wine or the aspect of wine, you don't need to Kabbalah it. V'chein lo kiblu aleihim bifnei gimel sheva mitzvahs b'nei noyach. So they didn't reject their shituf in front of the three men, and they didn't even accept the 7 laws through proper Kabbalah. It's a non-Kabbalah, non-idolater, like a Ger Toshav. Hahi lola inyan yayin v'shar gezeres shagazru begoyim hi shenuya elelach yuso bilvad. So kol shekiba alav sheva mitzvahs b'nei noyach hahi lola inyan yayin v'shar gezeres. Wait a second, the punctuation's a little funny. Mitzvahs b'nei noyach. Wait. Wait, did I skip a line? Oh, yeah, I skipped a line. Sorry about that, gentlemen. I skipped a line. Sorry about that. Ubraisa, that's what didn't make sense. Ubraisa katani, ezu ger toishiv, kol shekiba alav bifnei gimel chaverim, divrei Rabbi Meir, v'chacham rim kol shekiba alav sheva mitzvahs b'nei noyach. Hahi lola inyan yayin. So when it says, Jacques, 3 men or 7 laws, Kabbalah, those conditions were only for chiyuso. So the other gezeres, like wine and all the other ones, whatever they are, if it says Fishar Gezeres, those are not for the Chiyuso. So you don't need the same Kabbalah. The Kedagarcina and Allah Dahahi Rav Yehuda Shadarka Karbana what was that? Levar Shashach La Avidrona Biyom Ido Amar Kayim Li Beguya Delo Pelech Avodah Zorah. Right? Ve'atanya Ezehu Ger Toshav. Again, 64b. Kol Shekiba Lav Bifnei Gimel Chaverim. Shalol Avodah Zorah. Amar Le Kitanya Hahilach Yuso. So the conditions of Bifnei Gimel and 7 laws, Kabbalah, is only L'Chiyuso. Alma kol shiyadunuhu she'enu avodah zorah. Anyone that you know that's not an idolater, enu bechlal gezeres halalu. So the gezeres are like the wine. Wine is a gezerah. That's not a mitzvah deraisa, because it's a rabbinic penalty today, whereas the mitzvah l'chiyuso is biblical. So the rabbis didn't punish a non-idolater. V'lo atzrichu lekabel bifnei gimel chaverim ele lachyuso bilvad. The whole come before three scholars, which by the way is lav dafka, and lav dafka based in, it's not even based in. It's becoming reputable, trustworthy, ne'eman, as the Yerushalmi references Gimel Chaverim. Are you chaver? Are you knowledgeable in the laws that we can trust you? It's only for lichiyuso. Umakom makom kol sha'asru mashum chatnus. Afu asr bo shahari hu b'chlal isr chatnus. Chatnus, there's two levels of chatnus. Lashon chatuna. Biblically, the Torah warns not to hang out with goyim, idolaters goyim, lest you marry their daughter, and it's forbidden. The rabbis then extended that prohibition. Don't eat or drink or eat food cooked by an idolatresser, lest you get hamish with them and you marry them, and yada yada yada. One is biblical, one is rabbinic. And he's saying, all where we assered by chatnus, which is the rabbinic, don't eat a kosher salad at McDonald's. If the non-Jew, if the idolatresser made the salad. Don't go drinking in a bar with a kosher beer and hanging out in that scenario. Afu asr bo shahari hu b'chlal isr chatnus u'lefichach yainu asr b'shtia kishemno. So the wine is just like that prohibition. And that's why it says the wine is forbidden for drinking. Hold on a second. Hold on. Alma kol sheyadno she'eino levad v'zar eino b'chlal gezeres halalu. Hello, speaking of the Kabbalah, we thank you for the useful fire. Makom kol sha'asher mashum chatnus. Afu asur bo. Afu asur bo shahari hu b'chlal isr chatnus. U'lefichach yaino asur b'shtia. Okay, so the wine is forbidden to drink, but it's allowed by benefit, and there's still a shtickle forbiddenness, prohibition, because it's related to chatnus. Right? So even the Ger Toshav non-idolater, because it's not chiyuso, gimel chaverim, and proper Kabbalah, the Ishmaelite Ger Toshav is still an akum, and therefore the penalization of akum stuff is still on him. So if you are a Ger Toshav, lowest common denominator, and we know you not to be an idolater, the wine is good for benefit, but not for drinking. And that's what the Rambam is learning from Ger Toshav, when it says non-idolater. And again, there's Fei Dinim, the non-idolater with Kabbalah, non-idolater without Kabbalah. The Ishmaelite or the proper Ger Toshav. So we've identified the lowest common denominator Ger Toshav. Ve'ika lemeidak al divrei Rabbeinu shema acher shehu soiver shekol goy she'ino aved avodah zara ino aser bahana. Did you say that? Right. It's right. The non-idolater, it's not forbidden hana, benefit. Hayeksav Ger Toshav give allow shiva mitzvahs. K'mosh v'erno yaino aser b'shtia u'mutter b'hania demashma de'im chiser achas me'asheva v'lekabel aser b'hana. So, if I didn't accept 7, it would be prohibited for benefit. So it sounds like I have to accept the 7. Type 1. Type 1. Hello. So why are you saying it's the lowest common denominator? But now you're saying it is the halacha like the chachamim, and I need to accept the 7. It's a contradiction. Type 1. Omi gra ger toshav shekibel alav beferush sheish mitzvahs ve'al zeh mechlala megoy dekayim alon delo pelech avodah zara v'lo kibel alav shar mitzvahs. So we're saying it's a what do you call it? He's missing you can't say he's not an idolater, but he doesn't have the 7 laws. That makes no sense, right? I'm not an idolater, but I don't keep the 7 that are 6 laws, right? Type 1. The Yesh Leimar, the Ad Kan Loka Amar Rabbeinu. She'enu aser behana ela goy shehu mebnei dat delo pelchei avodah zara. 1 second. Again. Yeshomar da'ad kan lo kama rabbeinu she'enu aser behana ela goy shehu mebnei dat delo pelchei avodah zara. About im human b'nei dat to pilchei avodah zara, afal pi shezeh kiba alav shelo avodah zara, lo yatzim echlol umaso. Wait a second, very tricky double negative here. Yesh, keep doing that. Yesh lo amar, the adkan lo ka'amar rabbeinu, she'enu aser bahana. It was always like triple double negatives here. This is crazy. Yesh lomar, da'ad kan lo ka'amar Rabbeinu. Rabbeinu didn't say she'enu aser bahana. I always get trouble with double negatives. She'enu aser bahana. It's not forbidden benefit. That means this benefit is permitted. Lo ka'amar Rabbeinu she'eno aser bahana ela goy shehuma b'nei dat lo pelchei avodah zara. Right. The benefit is only allowed to those that are not idolaters. Aval im huma b'nei dat to pelchei avodah zara. If you belong to a religion of idolatrousness, afal pi shezeh kiba lav shalol avodah zara. I took Kabbalah not to do idols, but I go to church every Sunday. Lo yatzim echlal umaso ad shekiba lav shever mitzvahs. So you are a churchling until you accept both the two opinions of Avodah Zarah, 64b, to not do idols and take on the 7 laws. That means you're out of church. The Aznasa Ger Toshav Gamor. That means you're a Ger Toshav Gamor. Now this is where, James, you got stuck. When the Kesef Mishna says Ger Toshav Gamor, he doesn't mean Yovel. It's in contrast to the Ishmaelite Ger Toshav Akum. So there's Ger Toshav Akum. Then there's Ger Toshav not Akum. And then there's Ger Toshav Chiyuso. Then there's Ger Toshav Yovel. Four different dargas at least of Ger Toshav, type 1. Here we're talking not Yovel, not Ishmael, and not Chiyuso. It's a Ger Toshav Gamor. He's not an idolater, and he has the 7 laws with Kabbalah and not to serve idols. Type 1. Vahachi dayik lishna derabenu. Shekasav. Shekol goy she'ina voida zara. Kagoni lu Ishmaelim. All goy who just don't do idols like Ishmaelites. Damash medavka begahai gavne. Shehuma uma shemuksim she'ina voida zara. If I am a Muslim, you know I'm not idolatrous, right? Because Islam believes in one God. Type 1, Lafib Shuta, 1, let's go. I'm a Muslim. You know I'm not doing libation. Type 1. Hu diyaino mutter ba'ana. You can get benefit from his wine. Afapi shaloki bilalav befeira shalolavoda. He didn't come with proper Kabbalah. But if he is a goy who doesn't serve idols without Kabbalah, or maybe even with Kabbalah of the idols, but he goes to church and he belongs to the Seventh-day Adventist minyan, Sarich likibel alav sheva mitzvahs. He has to make proper Kabbalah on both the idols and 7 laws. If he's missing one, you can't get benefit from his wine. He's from the nation that makes him nations, that makes him a goy. Goy stam idolatrous. Lafizeh Hadam Rav Yehuda al Adirod Rabba Avar Shishach Yadna Bei Delo Pelech Avodah Zara Haki Gamar Yadana Bei Shehuma Uma Delo Pelech Avodah Zara. Al Yadei. What does that mean? Ayin Yud Lamed. The Al Yadei Lomar. The Kol Goy Sha'anu Muksakimbo. She'ino Ibn Avodah Zara. I knew a goy that I knew was not an idolater. And by the way, that means he's not a goy. I thought he was a goy, but I know he's not an idolater. Afal Pisha B'nei Umaso Oivdim Osa. I know a churchling that's not an idolater, and his church is idolatrous. V'huloki Bel Beferish Shalol Avoda. My non-idolatrous church-going friend who belongs to the church didn't come with Kabbalah that he doesn't do idolatry or is not idolatrous. V'gaminu mekayim shar mitzvahs. He did not accept also Kabbalah on 6 other mitzvahs. V'lo kiblam alav shar mitzvahs v'lo kiblam alav yaino mutter. His wine is allowed. Wait a minute, I just reread the same line. Man, my bad. I'm at a weird angle. This is not working out for me, that weird angle. Sorry about that. Hold on. No, I was right. I didn't skip a line. Just repeat the same thing. Sorry about that. I was right. Ger Toshav Lashmianu. This is a little tricky part here. Man. All you day Lomar. Or Yesh Lomar. Ayin Yesh Lomar. The Kol Goy. Sha'anu Muksakimbo She'ino Ibn Zoyra. Afa Pisha B'nei Umasoy. Oivdim Osa. There it is. Okay, sorry about that. There it is. Got it. Okay. No. I know a goy that doesn't do idolatry. And he belongs to a community of churchgoers. That's what it is. Right, I am sure he's not an idolater, but he didn't come with Kabbalah. Big Chiddush. I am certain that he's like a Muslim, only the Muslim belongs to non-idolatresses. This guy belongs to idolatresses. His wine you can get benefit from. Ger Toshav shekibel alav sheva mitzvahs lahashmiyanu shafal pi yaino aser. But a Ger Toshav, says the Rambam, who has Kabbalah on everything, even so, his wine is forbidden for drinking. There it is. See that? See the Kiddush? It's easy to get your wine good for benefit. The Rambam saying, but even if I have a Kabbalah Ger Toshav, obviously his wine's good for benefit. Kol shekin. But it's still forbidden to drink. Katav Kain, aval loimer de mutter behana lo itztarich. He didn't need to tell you that it was good for hana, because we already know that from a lesser case. He needed to tell you, obviously it's good for benefit, but don't go the extra mile and think you can drink it, even with Kabbalah. Even the Ishmaelite, who we are calling Akum, under the Gezerah of Chatnus, a Ger Toshav, who's not even an Arab, it's still forbidden to drink. To beloim hachi, nami kivan shalakibel alav, shalol avod avodah zora, mutter. I would have said that it's mutter to drink his wine. Christians, obviously, what it says about them. That so the idolater, even for benefit, the Arab benefit, yes. Drinking, no. And a Ger Toshav, obviously it's pshita, benefit, yes. Drinking, no. And nothing to do with Yovel. The Arab is the lowest common denominator, no Kabbalah on anything. Then, if you're still belonging to an idolatrous community, and I don't know that you're not an idolater, you're forbidden. I know you're not an idolater, you're allowed. We're talking the lowest common denominators here, between Ger Toshav and Akum. Mitzvah l'chiyuso is not this gezerah, because that's biblical, this is rabbinic. So the rabbinic wine, a Ger Toshav, non-chiyuso, which means not a proper Gimel Chaverim, Rambam 8:10:11. That means your Kabbalah is the lesser on non-idols, and 7, still can't drink the wine. Which you can make the conclusion, a Ger Toshav, on the level of Chiyuso, would drink the wine. But that would be a big chiddush. And it's not what's written here. At least in the Rambam. The Kesef Mishna implies Sveidinim. There's a Ger Toshav for Binnik wine and a Ger Toshav Deraisa L'Chiyuso. And notice we skipped the Nevela part of the Brisa, which is Deraisa. And he went from the conditions to the wine. So you see, the Brisa in 64b has many angles, many Sveidinim. It's about the application. Your only question is, would a non-Yovel Ger Toshav Gamor be able to drink one's wine? Mashmit, yes. So the Ger Toshav here in the Rambam is not an Akum, and it's not Chiyuso. There is a Ger Toshav today in the Rambam. But he doesn't come with a good Kabbalah. He has Kabbalah, but it's a lesser Kabbalah. In fact, I'll tell you, the Rambam would say the Ger Toshav, drinking the wine, doesn't exist today because we're not Makablin Ger Toshav today. Then you bring in the Rambam Hilchos Malachim 8, 10, 11. That Ger Toshav has a proper Kabbalah. B'di'evid, this Ger Toshav is that Ger Toshav. So the wine you can get benefit from, and you can't drink. And the only question is that Rambam Ger Toshav stronger than this one? They're both non-Yovel. One is under Hilchas Ger Toshav. One is more Hilchas Chasidi Amos Olam. This one is not Chasidi Amos Olam. It would seem to me that Ger Toshav could drink because his Kabbalah is more serious for being a Chassid, and he's careful in the 7, which is Mitzvah L'Chiyuso. That would be a conclusion. Because we know that a proper Noahide, Ben Noach, Hilchos Malachim 10:10. We have the Mitzvah L'Chiyuso him. Even when he did go to Basin, like the Rogachover, we called a Ger Toshav. That would be a Chiddush. And it's an unnecessary Chiddush. Even though it's a good Chiddush, we always go with the lowest common denominator Chiddush. That according to the Rambam, Hilchos Ma'achos Asoris 11:7-8, there is a Ger Toshav today. Non-Yovel. With Kabbalah. Lav Dafka Beistin. Even called Ger Toshav Gamor. Non-Akum. He can't drink the wine in this condition, but he is not an idolater, not a Stam Goy, greater than a Notzri, and there is a Ger Toshav. With that, let's look in the Gra. Ger Toshav, V'hu Shekibel, Chachamim, right? It's Eliyaso. Looking at Rabbi Yosef, head down. Okay. He's just giving a review. The wine sugya, especially since it's connected to Vodazora 64b, at least from this perspective, is the strongest Ger Toshav proof for today. Now we always look at Parshas Rei, which is the same brisa. Give the Nevela. But the wine is a very strong Ger Toshav world. And it's neglected. Remember, there's Shabbos and Yavamis, Makos, the Ger Toshav there. Again, Shabbos increases. And the Avodah Zorah, really, it's the Chiyuso and the wine. And the Nevela. Giving gifts to the Ger. And Schlius, merit to the Ger. Justin, remind me, please, next time to look in the Shulchan Aruch, Beis Yosef, and the Torah for the wine Ger Toshav, Sugya. And I should be reminded to look up the Halacha from Avodah Zorah 64b and Avodah Zorah 65a. Thank you for listening. Shkoyach in Kol Tuv.